Jon Meacham, jump in.
I think David's exactly right. And, you know, one thing we can say about the 2016 election is there's not a lot of ambiguity, right? You know, we know exactly what the two choices are. It's the gut versus the brain. And I was thinking, when I was watching the dueling statements yesterday, thinking about that moment in the first debate with Romney 4 years ago, remember? Where Romney sort of came out and was like a Mission Impossible guy. He ripped his mask off and was suddenly different than he had been. That's not going to happen here. Trump is Trump. Hillary is Hillary. And I think that the country will have to make will have the ability to make a very clear choice here.
There's that Bernie Sanders effect. There's a reason so many millennials went to Bernie, because they did think he said what he believed and that she did not.
So the person you really want to go to when it comes to millennials is Jon Meacham.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You'll find some incredibly boring historical parallel that would put them all to sleep. Meacham?
When millennials were voting on the French and Indian War, support tended to be a little lower. You know, you have the most packaged candidate in modern memory in many ways with Secretary Clinton, and the most provocative with Trump. And so you know, I don't think the age group is going to be that different throughout. Joe, I remember it's been 12 years, God help us, sitting with you in Midtown, and you said, you know, if the young voters show up, if young voters had shown up, we'd be talking about President Kerry. So what is it? I mean, every campaign tends to count on some sort of last-minute surge in that demographic, but it tends not to happen, right?
Right, yeah. I always say everybody was getting around, was around the table breathlessly saying the young people are going to come out for John Kerry tonight. Jon Meacham, final thoughts.
Well, when you're in Skittles versus refugees, you know, it's a sign 7,812 that were through the looking glass. You know, as you know, the Syria conversation suggests, serious issues, important questions, not a lot of simplistic answers. And I think that there's going to be an increasing hunger as the weather turns and as we get closer to the election, as the debates unfold, for a serious set of responses to the problems of economic growth at home and our role abroad in what's an incredibly complicated world. Trump is offering a kind of Manichaean Cold War answer to a world that no longer lends itself to that kind of view. And I think that's going to be the debate going forward.
All right, Jon Meacham, thank you. Coming up, the politics of national security, how the terror threat could define the final sprint to Election Day. Our NBC correspondent Andrew Mitchell, Hallie Jackson, and Casey Hunt all join us ahead. Morning News, Morning Joe, Morning Something, Morning Whatever you want it to be. Back in a moment.